Alright, so this one is a personal AI tutor. Faza actually looked at this demo or this launch and he gave it some tips, and I commented to get access, and he recently got back to me with a link. And immediately taking a long time to load. I'm not sure if that's because of his tech stack, or if there's a lot of people trying to use it right now. Oh, there we go. Subject. Okay. Subject content creation. Long form videos. Actually, let's not do that. Let's do engineering statics beginner. Now immediately, I see that the users have to format it in a certain way. For example, they need to enter each value in a new line. I would even recommend making them do that by having 3 boxes instead of 1, and then you have the boxes labeled subject, topic, and level, and then they're forced to enter three things, and then you can string them together when they click generate. Alright. Introduction to engineering statics. Statics is a branch of mechanics. Okay. Applications of statics: civil engineering, strength of materials, machine design. Yep. Forces, moments, and inertia. Forces are vectors, moments are scalars. Moments are scalars that involve the action of force over distance. Well, moments have a rotational direction. Actually, are moments scalars? Yeah, so moments are vectors. Yeah, because there is a direction. So already this is incorrect. Moments of inertia are measures of a body's resistance to changes in its state of motion. Okay. Force vectors. A force vector can be broken down. X, Y, Z. Vector representations by arrows. Coplanar forces. The sum of the component forces in any direction must be equal to 0. This is only true for statics, equilibrium, free body diagrams, concurrent force systems. So it's giving me a lot of good topics, and kind of like definitions for what they are. I don't know if this is really like tutoring me, right? Like, if I needed help on something, like a specific problem, I don't want it to just return definition. I want to learn how to like do the problem. But this is pretty useful because it gives you suggestions, right? So like calculating moment of inertia, use the parallel axis theorem. In the study of bodies at rest or in uniform motion, I'm pretty sure statics did not include uniform in motion. Newtonian physics is concerned with particles and rigid bodies that are in equilibrium, and these will usually be stationary, i.e. static. I guess it's not usually, or because it is usually. I guess these are the key cases. I'm not really sure about that. What is statics? Q&A. Resources for further learning, and then they give you textbooks as resources. Each member of the trust. Yeah. So this is not bad if you're like a complete beginner. Advanced. Let's try that. A brief description followed by a few questions and answers for you to revise. I mean, I did get what is stated, but also the questions and answers. Maybe you could show the question and have the user try to figure out the answer, and then like have the answer be revealable. Because otherwise, the question's right here, the answer's right here, you're gonna see it unless you're scrolling very carefully. I'm very curious to see what it says for advanced. Alright. Output. Introduction to statics, vectors, rigid bodies, centroids, centers of gravities, moments of inertia. So I guess the topics themselves are a little bit more complex. Beams and arches. Virtual work. I've never heard of this. The work done by a virtual force in a virtual displacement. I guess this is where the advanced part comes in. But then, the questions are still the same. And for the most part, these are all the same. Let's do one more. Let's do physics, gravity, beginner. I'm doing this because I recently made a video about Feign AI, and they talked about, gravity, right? When I didn't press anything. Uh, so I'm curious to see the output and kind of like compare between that education AI versus this tutoring AI. Introduction to Gravity. History of the theory of gravity. Main forces of gravity. Gravitational fields. Calculating the strength of gravitational fields. General relativity is also here. Alright, this is not bad. It's definitely a lot more text heavy in a way, because Vane spends a lot of time like creating a situation and then actually making it like a journey kind of thing. This is more like a summarized textbook sort of thing where you have all these topics, and then they give you explanations of the topics, but it's generally well covered. Again, for the question and answers, I would prefer challenging the users, or like making the users answer the questions themselves and then comparing, because otherwise it's just very passive, sort of learn by reading, and in a lot of cases that's not ideal. I learn best when I learn by doing, so like labs and like actually solving practice problems is my way to go. But yeah, this seems like a really great version 1, and I'll definitely follow and keep up the good work.